Hello, good evening, good morning, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Today we have a Q&A call, so you can ask me anything when it comes to growing e-commerce businesses, scaling. If you have any specific challenge in your business right now that you're trying to overcome, I'm here for you. I've been in e-commerce for 8 years, generated well over $100 million in e-commerce sales. So we'll be sharing my experience, we'll be sharing my mistakes, we'll be answering your questions to help you on your journey. So super excited to have this call. Super excited to be back in the office and been traveling last few weeks. It's a bitch to travel. I like to travel sometimes. And super excited to have this call. Super excited to answer your questions. Super excited to help you on your journeys. This will be amazing session. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat so I can answer those questions. And before we get started, yo, what's up? What's up? Just please drop one. Please drop one in the chat. Drop one in the chat. So I know that you can hear me okay, you can see me okay. The technology doesn't fuck up in any ways. So just drop one in the chat and I will be answering your questions. So just drop one. All right, Kira. Hey, Kira. You guys have so amazing names. SM already. Questions coming in. First questions. Is it necessary to get Shopify Plus? If you're doing less than 300, 500K per month, it's not needed. You don't need Shopify Plus. If you're only doing, let's say, 50K per month, you don't need Shopify Plus. So Shopify Plus gives you the discounts in terms of the fees that you're paying to Shopify. So you'll have some savings there. It also has some functionality. It has Shopify markets. It has customization of the checkout, but it's not necessarily. You can first get your business 300, 500K per month, have good margins. Shopify Plus is also $500 a month, if I'm not mistaken. Then it's it's kind of like it will cost you some money, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it after 300, 500K per month. Sam, let me know if that makes sense. All right. We have a question. What is the best business to start in 2024 from Marco Ono on Instagram? And that answer is e-commerce. I think e-commerce is the best business to start. E-commerce is the best business to scale. E-commerce is the best business to sell. I do believe that. E-commerce has changed my life. It changed lives for so many people. Like it's multi-trillion-dollar industry. It's growing year over year. So I believe e-commerce is the best industry to get in. So get into e-commerce. Expect that it will take some time for you to get good at it. Like if you're starting anything, you want to become good at it before you start making good money. But if you're committed to that, that can absolutely change your life. You can work from anywhere in the world. I was in Europe. I was in Switzerland last week or the week before. Fucking time flies. And was working from my laptop in the fucking mountains. You can work on the beach as well if that's your style. So e-commerce is the best business to get started in. All right. How many products you failed before you succeeded? We have a question on Instagram from Capri Dough. How many products you failed before you succeeded? I mean, me personally, probably like 5, 7 products. I know some people that hitting their first product and it's successful. So it's kind of depends on how much time you dedicate to actual like research and understanding what product you sell. If you're getting feedback from someone who's actually done it, like if you're just going after the first product that you see and you start selling it, then probably it wouldn't be very successful, right? Just like randomly people just like playing this lottery. Oh, I see the product. I like the product. I want to sell the product. That's not the best way to do it. Like you want to do the research. You want to understand if margins on the product are good. You want to know if the product actually solves a real problem for other people so that you can sell it effectively. And if that's the case, then you will hit your product. Within the first like 5-10 products, you must hit something that's working. Like that's has been my experience. That's just observing, hundreds of people that are coming through our programs, people that I have coached, people that just like starting the business. Maybe the first product doesn't work out. Maybe the second product doesn't work out. Maybe like first 5 products don't work out. But then eventually hit the product that works, and now you're like, okay, now that's something. And that is exactly, kind of like it. You have to commit to it. And that's the most important thing. Like if you're any kind of business, if you're any kind of like, think about like Elon Musk, or think about all these successful entrepreneurs. Like it takes them years before they get any traction. These are very smart entrepreneurs, and they're raising money to grow their company. So why do you expect it would be any different for you? It will take some time. So, but if you're committed to it, if you're committed to learning, if you're committed to every day like becoming like 1% better, then it's just inevitable that you will have success in your e-commerce business. NCP, where should I purchase creatives videos? Where should you purchase? There's many places to purchase. The best way to do it is to get, first of all, your own creators. Like that's probably the best advice I can give you, because you don't want to be stealing content from other people. That's usually leads into like trademark issues, DMCAs, and stuff like that. So what you want to do is you want to work with some creators, and you can find a lot of creators on the website called backstage.com. Backstage.com has over 700,000 actors. So if you are working with those actors, you can just tell them, okay, I need a piece of content that shows my product, right? So they will do a video like showing your product. They'll give you another piece of content that is, let's say, people using the product in the bathroom, the people using product in the bedroom, on the kitchen. They're using the product in the car. They're using the product outside, right? So you show exactly how the product works, and you show the product is, could be useful to their lives. And then you take that content from them and you edit it into your creative. That's a process, right? For editing the creators, you can use video editors if you have some money to spend, or you can do it yourself as well. I know some people that are very good with just editing videos. Once they have the raw content, you can also get some stock content from platforms like Paxels, Pixabay. So you take all of that content, you create captions on top of your of your video, right? That explains how the product works, like what it does and what problem it solves for people. And then you do the AI voiceover. I think AI voiceovers for our business, they work tremendously well. We use a website called 11 Labs. So if you use 11 Labs, you have captions on screen, which could be achieved with pretty much any tool. Like there's many different tools that can give you the transcript of the video or help you write the script. My favorite tool by far is called Get Hooked. Like this tool will give you high performing scripts that you can utilize. Like literally, it's like right away. These are very, very, very good scripts. Let me drop it here. This is Get Hooked AI. And it will give you the scripts. Then you do the voiceovers, you put those videos together, and now you have your creatives. You have your creatives. Let me know if that makes sense, if that answers your question. And I'll switch to another one. Okay, cool. Be positive. What a name. What a beautiful name. Hey, Alex, I'm having a hard time setting up my zones and rates along with markets. Can you recommend any detailed tutorials to watch? Be positive. Please let me know what markets you're currently selling in. If you're using Shopify Plus, you can use the markets functionality. It kind of like takes it off your plate. And yeah, just let me know. Just let me know, like in the chat. Like I just need more context about your business to see exactly how to help you and what direction to send you to. Be positive. Very cool question. Thank you so much. I understand how to get custom branding for your product, but custom packaging, I don't know how to do that. Can you give me some advice on that? So custom packaging, custom branding, like all of those things, you can collaborate with your supplier. You just need to work with the right supplier, because the right kind of supplier will ask you, okay, do you want to have like a custom packaging for your product and custom branding? Like they'll literally like ask you that, because if you want to brand your product, it will be in their best interest for you to sell that product successfully. If you need the list of suppliers, just DM me suppliers. I'll send you the list of my suppliers on Instagram. I have suppliers that I have worked for years, and they do custom like packaging, branding. They do all of those things. They're also shipping my products. And so you just need to work with the right people. So just DM me suppliers on Instagram. I'll drop my Instagram handle here. So you can DM me suppliers. I'll introduce you to them, and you can ask them about having like your custom packaging and custom branding so that you provide a great experience for your customers. So just DM me suppliers. DM me suppliers on Instagram. This is my Instagram here. This is my Instagram. Just DM me there, and I'll send that information over to you. When using VSLs and advertorials, I feel it becomes super long and repetitive. Glad. I mean, it doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter what I feel. It matters whether it converts or not. Sometimes it is repetitive. Sometimes you're talking about the same thing multiple times, but that's how you sell the product. You have to reinforce certain like selling points about the product multiple times, and that's totally fine. What you need to be doing is, first of all, model some successful advertorials and VSLs. And if you DM me on Instagram, I'll send you some good swipe files, some good resources on funnels, advertorials, VSLs. I'll send you some good resources there. So again, just DM me there. Just DM me VSLs. DM me advertorials here. And so I'll send that over. And then you will be able to just like model those, right? Like if they're working for other people and if they're repetitive and you recreate them for your brand and they're repetitive and they convert and they're making you money, it doesn't matter if they're repetitive, right? They can talk about the same thing like 10 times. But if they're selling, that's the only thing that matters. So that's how I think about it. And let me know if that makes sense. Glad, Gled. Great question, by the way. I think a lot of people are overthinking that process. Don't overthink. Just model what's working. Model it for your brand. Get the data to show you like the real answer. If it doesn't convert, yes, maybe something is off. You have to adjust it. But if it's converting, then you'll be able to scale your business. And that's the most important thing. When using VSLs, do we need to use advertorials or product pages? Work from your experience? I would test both. In our experience, advertorials work better because advertorials help you to achieve better conversion rate, better average order value, and that just makes a lot of difference, especially if you're spending, $10, $20, $30, $50,000 a day on ads. The higher conversion rate and the higher average order value you can get, the more you'll be able to scale, right? So in my experience, advertorials work the best with VSLs. But you can also test product pages and see how those convert. Let me know if that makes sense. Glad. And like if I answered the question and you still have some other questions or clarifying questions, please drop them in the chat, right? So that we can together come to the truth, right? We can find the truth. What is a good price? What is a good price to pay creatives to post on my channel and theirs, though? Okay, so NCP, usually between, some people will just like get free product and they'll be able to post it. Some people you'd have to pay like $300, $500. Some of the creators we are paying right now like thousands of dollars, like $2,000, $3,000 for like, let's say 2 shorts or reels on their profile and let's say 2 stories. Right, so that will be the subject of negotiation, but that ranges like widely. Usually, if they have like more than like 100,000 followers, then you should expect to pay them at least like $1,000 or a few $1,000, unless your product is super unique and they'll be happy to just get a free product and post about your product on their socials. Let me know if that makes sense. What is the easiest price range to find a winner in? I think it's not about like just finding a winner, but finding something that can scale, right? Like, because you can find a winner, like, okay, you can sell something for $15, but then, and it's kind of sells, right? For the first like 10 sales, but then your margin simply doesn't allow you to scale. So for me, what I'm looking for is products that are at least, $50, like $50, like minimum, bare minimum for me, and something that I can bundle or package together with other products to get my average order value to about $100, $150. That is the most scalable like concept, because the advertising costs are rising, like you competing with other people. So you want to be in the best position possible in order to win auctions. And in order to do that, your average order value has to be at least $100, $150. Can you guys still hear me okay? Can you guys still hear me okay? I just want to make sure okay, microphone is working. I think we're good. Just took my AirPods. All right. Let me know if that makes sense. Another great question here. Okay, this is a great one. Review Scientology USA. How do we get very good, high quality pictures for your product and to make quality gifts? There's a few ways to do that. There's platforms like Suna, Soona, Suna. You can send them your product, and for like a few $100, they'll make like very high quality pictures of your product. Number two, you can send the product to your house and make pictures with the product yourself. Or just take your phone, put a nice background, make pictures. Very easy. Number three, if you're working with the right supplier, they usually have photography studios. Even if you're sending products from China, they have very nice photography studios in China. So they'll be able to take your product and make pictures for your product there, and even make some short videos that you can turn into gifts, right? So there's basically three main ways. Again, like if you need good suppliers that you can work with that will facilitate all of this work for you, it's here. Alex Fedotov, 3F. DM me suppliers. I'll send you my suppliers. They have photography studios, or they know someone who has photography studio in China. They'll be able to make very high quality images for you with your product, with different backgrounds and different settings. They also have some models that they can, pay. The models will make photos with your product. So now you would have the whole range of images that you can use to sell your product. All right. You think advertorials is a way to go with 350 euro watches? I would probably use like pre-sale. Like for example, why this watch is the best gift for your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whoever you're selling to. Why everyone is so obsessed about these watches in 2024, right? So, and then five reasons why people are so excited about it. Like, so basically you would describe all of the main selling points of your product. Maybe it's special in some ways. Maybe it's made of special materials. Maybe it's kind of like just looks very good. So you would describe all of the reasons. Let's say 5 reasons why. Those kind of formats I've seen the best working for these kind of products. Rolly SPB. What is the website name again with actors and UGC creators? It's called backstage.com, right? Let me drop it here as well. It's called backstage.com. So if you're using this website, there's 700,000 actors that you can hire. You can hire older, younger, men, women. Like you can hire pretty much any kind of actors that you're looking for. It has like a massive selection of those, and then to those people you just send instructions what to record. You send them your script. You send them some instructions on maybe some extra pieces of content you want to record, maybe some images you want them to take with your product, and that will give you like a lot of material to work with to create your ads and make your creatives. So backstage.com. I have a reserve of 20% on Shopify. Is there something I can do? First of all, upload all of the information that they require for your business. Upload all of the business information, your personal information. That happens a lot, these kind of reserves. Then if you can improve your shipping times, So your products are delivered faster, and also you processing your orders faster. Let's say you got an order today, you want to just process and ship that order within 24 hours, ideally. That will give you like good negotiation point with Shopify, and then just reach out to them and ask them to just lower that reserve for your business. At the beginning, they just don't trust you, right? That's kind of the issue at the beginning. Like, they don't trust you. They don't know if you're like legitimate business that actually shipping your product. Hello, no shippers. The like so for that reason, they're freaking out, and they just want to make sure that they're protecting themselves in case you don't ship your products. At least all of the refunds, chargebacks, they can still refund those people for the orders that they haven't received. Israeli market for drop shipping. I know some people that are selling in Israeli market. It's not like you would be able to do like millions of dollars per month in Israeli market. Maybe it's possible. Like, you will need multiple products. Like, each product you can probably scale to like 200, 300K per month. I've seen it, that people are scaling specific products in Israeli market to $200,000, $300,000 per month. So there's definitely potential in that market. People have good buying power. But it's the downside is that it's pretty small market. Also, if you're in Israel, I know you guys have, or if you're not in Israel, you have this like tax, like a VAT tax on purchases, which is kind of bummer, like 20% or something, similar to European Union. So those would be the kind of the things that I would consider before getting into Israel market, but it definitely has a good potential. Jonas, Ali, thank you. I scaled a little hard. No returns up to now. Best regards from Switzerland. Good stuff, man. I love Switzerland. Switzerland is the best place on planet Earth. Scale it up. All right. Do you have any advice for cash on delivery payment? Cash on delivery, you just have to optimize your backend a lot. What I mean by that is, if you're sending orders, you need some people on the phone actually calling those people to confirm their orders, to make sure that they will not reject it once they receive the product and they say, okay, I don't want this product, you can just return it. So you need a good backend operation for cash on delivery market. And also, you need to manage like your inventory well, where you have products like in stock, you're not stocking out, right? So kind of like doing forecasting for the next few months and planning those shipments. Let's say if you're shipping products from China to, let's say, Mexico, right? You have to plan that upfront for the whole month, or whatever the shipment will take. Again, working with the right suppliers for this is crucial. DM me on Instagram if you need some good suppliers that you can work with that can facilitate this whole process. They can find the product, they can put it in a container, they can ship it to any country that you want, and pretty much facilitate that whole process, as they know all of the little details on how to do it. But yeah, with cash on delivery, it's backend and inventory would be the biggest things. I know the CPMs and advertising costs in cash on delivery markets are very low, which is awesome. You can get like $5, $10 CPMs in some markets like $1 CPMs. So on the advertising side, it's pretty cool. But then you just have to manage the backend very well in order to succeed with cash on delivery markets. Let me know if that answers your question. Mohammed Imran, hey Alex, I know you always say saturation is a miss. How would you make the product work? For example, let's say the Neuro EMA or EMS massager. Matt, how would you compete with them, or how would you make it work? Just make better ads. Like, if you're competing with those markets that have like very big competitors that are sophisticated marketers, you have to compete on the marketing. You're not even competing on the product. You're competing on the marketing. So, which means VSLs, which means advertorials, which means conversion rate optimization, which means funnels and maximizing every customer that you get. And that's how you compete with those in those markets with very sophisticated competitors. So that's what I would recommend to focus on. If you find like a slightly different design, again, if you work with the right supplier, DM me suppliers on Instagram. If you work with the right supplier and like, okay, do you have like different variations of this product? I'm looking to sell this product, but maybe you have like a newer variation, different color, something that looks slightly different, then that will give you advantage, because that will be the product that people have not seen a lot, and that will give you the advantage in terms of the marketing as well, because you are differentiated from your competition. But at those saturated markets, it's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. And overall, like in e-commerce, the whole like e-commerce is all about marketing. It's not even about the products, because people say, oh, I want to find this product that like no one sold before. It's like very unique, like unsaturated product. Good fucking luck. Like, you want to find the product that has been validated by other people, and then you just want to market that product more effectively. Simple as that. Like, you want to find the product that has been validated, that is selling well, and then you just want to market better than those people. Like, you basically become like if you are committed to making e-commerce work, you're becoming like a savage marketer. Like, and if you're becoming a savage marketer, you will never struggle with money in your life. Like, in your life, because there's always new products that are coming up. There's always companies that are hiring for good marketers in case you don't want to do it for yourself. Like, that will give you the skill set that will feed you and your family and will give you a great lifestyle for the rest of your life. Let me know if that makes sense, sir. I have a store that AI built, but I want to start taking sales as a beginner. How do I do that? Again, you have to learn marketing. So you have to step number one is just like, okay, I have this store and I have these products and I want to sell those products. How do I do that? Step number one is look at your competition, how they're selling their products, right? How they're selling, what kind of ads they're using, what kind of landing pages they're using. And as a first step, I would just model what they have. Don't just copy, but model, like just change the text slightly, right? Change the concepts, slightly. Model what's already working for your competitors as a starting point. That will give you initial momentum. That will get you to like $100, $200, $300,000 per month. And after that, start building your own team so that you can not just like model, but you also can create some new concepts, new ideas. You have some good people on your team that can constantly innovate in terms of the products that are being sold. You can innovate in terms of the marketing and how you position your product and VSLs and advertorials, so that you can take your business to 1 million a month and beyond. I know I oversimplified it, but that's exactly what I would do. If I was starting today, like right now, I would literally go to ad library. I would go to tools like Get Hooked, right? And I would see what my competitors are using for their ads. And I would just go through their funnel. I would just learn everything about their funnel. And then I would model what they do in my own way in order to start selling those products. Let me know if that makes sense. Jude, why does my performance change each single day with a budget of 120 euros a day? Usually fluctuations in performance are normal, right? It's totally normal. As long as like on average, let's say over the course of like 7 days, you'll have some bad days, you'll have some good days. You kind of like, on average, you are profitable. That's the most important thing. If you want to improve your performance and if you want to have less fluctuations, then you need to make better ads. That's it, right? You need to make better ads. You need to make better VSLs. You need to improve your conversion rate so that you're making more from every sale that you get, right? And that comes to the conversion rate optimization. That comes to funnels. That comes to bundling your products. So people are not just buying one product, but they're buying 2 products and 3 products. So you're making more money from each transaction. And then those fluctuations won't be a big deal for you. Let me know if that makes sense. La Jaleud. Phenomenal. All right. I found a winner in Switzerland. Should I open another store in Big 5 because I don't see any good stores over there? And should I add different products to increase the AOV on the one product? If you found a winner on Switzerland, I would definitely test the store for Big 5. If that is a product that can solve the problem for people in Big 5 markets, 100%. Those are a lot more scalable. Like Germany, Switzerland, they can get you to certain numbers. But the most scalable and the biggest markets are usually big five: United States, Australia, Canada, UK. Those are, big markets in terms of the scale. So I would definitely test it out. And I would also, I would definitely add different products to increase the AOV with new products that you want to add. Just initially validate them with dropshipping models, so you don't buy a lot of inventory for the products that you haven't even proven that they're selling. You want to first validate the products with dropshipping model. If they're selling, just buy the inventory, add them to the store, improve the shipping experience, branded experience, product experience, and scale it up. La Jaleud. Okay. Yesterday, my conversion rate was 4.5%. Today, less than 2%. That's totally normal. That happens all the time. There's probably some competitor of yours that's scaling pretty hard. So I would identify who that competitor is, and I would see what kind of ads they're running, and then I would try to make better ads than them, right? If you want less fluctuations in your performance. Jonas Ali, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. My Swiss friend. TikTok influencer marketplace for France. I'm not very familiar with French market specifically, but I think it's not as saturated or not as kind of abused as US market. So if you have the opportunity to use it, go for it. Mass testing products or one product stores. So what I like to do, I don't like to mass test products. I don't like to do it. What I like to do is I like to go after products that have good scaling potential. And what I mean by that is, if you go to Amazon, let's say Amazon US, right? And you find some products that have at least, 5,000 sales per month, 10,000 sales per month on Amazon, then those products are validated, and those are product categories that you can get yourself into. I don't like to just randomly, I know people do this all the time. They just find the product, let's mass test. Let's test 10 products a day. If you're in some very low competition markets like Mexico, for example, you can do that. Or maybe you're in Sweden, for example, you can do that if you want. Personally, if I'm selling in the US market, or rotate, I want to focus on the category. I want to see if the product that I want to sell, if that product already has been validated by other people, and if there's a search volume and people buying that product on Amazon. So I know that people want that product. I just need to market that product. I don't want to go after products that oh, there's new gadget, and it's and it can make me $100,000. That's a waste of time, right? Because once that product dies, right, you make some sales, then it dies. Then you have to recreate your business from scratch. So I would focus on one product initially, on the store that has a generic name. Don't name your store. I see people do this all the time. It's bestposturecorrector.com or bestwater.com, right? And they're limiting themselves to just one product instead of just naming their brand, very generic name, like Apple, Nike, Adidas, even Rolls-Royce, even BMW. What is BMW? I don't know. Could be a gadget for weight loss. I don't know. BMW. It's so generic. Don't name your products specifically don't attach yourself to one product that you're selling. So if you're making your one product store this way, then you'll be able to add some new products to that store, and you will turn your one product store into a niche store. Let me know if that makes sense. I see people do this all the time. So if I can stop one person from making this mistake, I think I consider I've done a good job. Rolly SPB. All right, Alex, have a hard one for you. Let's do it. I love hard. We have B2B business for wholesale. How can we scale it outside of Western countries, which use Meta, etc.? How to scale from abroad to South America, for example? Number one thing, if you have if you have the product, that's like wholesale, I mean, I would just start reaching out to partners and wholesalers in those specific countries. That's number one. But overall, like if you're going direct to consumer with a product, I don't know if your product is direct to consumer product, then I would identify what payment processing people are using in those specific countries. Let's say if you take Colombia or if you take Brazil, right? They all have different payment preferences. So not everyone has a credit card, for example. So people using a lot of like cash on delivery. So if that's the case, then you have to, okay, so how do I actually get my product to that country, like in containers and stuff, to sell that product to those markets, right? So it has to be decision predicated on the data and on the specific market that you want to penetrate. So I would just do that like research. I would talk to some people that are already selling products successful in those markets. And if that's purely B2B, then I would just talk to like potential wholesalers. There are probably some big wholesalers that you can talk to that already have distribution, that already have all of the connections. You just talk to them probably the same way that you develop business in the United States. You might need to travel to see them in person and have some parties together to develop relationships. LinkedIn is good as well. Yeah, LinkedIn is good starting point to start developing those relationships. All right, Juan Moreno. I'm from Colombia, want to sell in USA, but cannot find payment processing for both countries. Do you know the one that might work? So in the United States, I mean, you can use Shopify payments, you can use Maverick, you can use checkout.com. There's many payment processors specifically for the United States. Ideally, I mean, you would have someone, maybe you know someone, right, who's US resident, who lives here, who can be like a signer on your account, so that they kind of be representing your business. They'll provide all of the documents, so this way you will get the payment processing for, let's say, like United States. What do you think about advertorials in EU market? I think it's a great advantage right now. If you know how to do like good advertorials in the EU market, you can absolutely destroy. If you have VSLs in the EU market, that can absolutely destroy. Like that can be phenomenal, because that market is not that sophisticated yet. It hasn't been as abused with like VSLs and advertorials and other direct response marketing as US market. So I think those are great markets for the advertorials. And if you need any help, like advertorials, we have some tremendous resources. Just DM me on Instagram. I have some funnel templates. I have some training. I have many great resources here. Just DM me on Instagram, and I'll send you those. I'll send you those over. Just DM me on Instagram. It's here. Alex Fedotov, 3F at the end. What is your opinion on Rise Meta ads? They're great. They're phenomenal ads. They have an amazing creative team. Actually, we'll have our live event in Budapest, September 2nd to 4th, like live mastermind, like 100 top e-commerce entrepreneurs coming together. And one of the people that will be speaking at our event are actually the people that are running all of the Rise. Basically, they're making all of the Rise ads, right? The whole process from start to finish, from script writing to shooting to editing, they do the whole thing for them. And those people will be speaking in our mastermind, so we'll be picking our brands. They'll literally be sharing all of the systems that they're using right now in their business to produce that much creative, to produce that much good ads. It will be a live event. If you want to join us, just DM me on Instagram. And I don't know if we still, I think we might have been sold out, but I'll see if we can get you a ticket if you want to join us. Like, I think you will learn so much from these people directly. It's Alex Fedotov here. Just DM me there, and I will. I'll see how to help you. All right, Rotati. Thank you. So no advertorials with picture ads, but with VSLs. Thanks, by the way. I would test different formats, right? Because like if you have a good advertorial, that really sells your product, then you might get away with just running an image ad. But ideal combination, in my experience, is just VSL and then advertorial, right? So you're pre-selling your product in VSL, and then you're also selling it hard in the advertorial. You have a good funnel to maximize your average order value, conversion rate. So combination of those two usually works the best. But if you're selling in less competitive markets, like let's say in EU, then you might just get away with image and then advertorial, right? So I would just test these like different combinations and different formats. I would find the one that works and just double down on it. Like if image ads working for you, I would just start creating like 30, 50, 100 ads per week. I would start testing them, sending them to the same advertorial. You just need to find the right combination of things. And once you find that, just double down on it. Let me know if that makes sense. Rotated, because what I see is random pictures of the problem, CPC like 13 cents. Do it. Test it out. Again, if you see it working and if you see it's profitable, just double down on it. Just test more images. That those markets are less competitive, so you might just get away with the images instead of the VSLs, which is like a lot easier to put together. How do you structure your campaign with starting new product when testing new products? It's very simple. ABO. We focus on the creative part. We test some broad targeting. We test some interest, and we see which one resonates with an audience. We usually have probably 5 to 10 different creatives, so we see which one kind of resonates with the audience the best. Once we identify the one that's winning, we're trying to replicate it and create more variations of that winning creative, like different hooks, different openers, maybe slightly different editing, and then just trying to scale it up and base our decisions on what's working based on data. But initial campaign structure is very simple. Just ABO, test it out. Creative is the most important. And based on the data, you can start ramping it up. Then once you find the creative that's really working, or the ads that are really working, then you can start playing with cost bids, like bid caps, cost caps, like all of that kind of more advanced stuff. But initially, just keep it very simple. For retargeted ads on Meta, should make a goal to purchase or add to cart, or other why? Purchase. I mean, the goal is to purchase. Add to cart doesn't mean shit. You want to get a purchase. That's a goal, right? So with your retargeting ads, what you need to emphasize is benefits of the product again, right? You need to emphasize the guarantee. You need to emphasize the social proof. You can also run some social proof ads, like literally the testimonial of your ad from one of your customers, and then driving it for people to complete the purchase. You can also send people directly to the cart, or you can send people directly to the order form. You can test that as well. But the goal is always, always, always to get someone to purchase. Which brands? I can take an example for picture and video ads with huge revenue. I think, yeah, the one, Rise Superfoods is a great one. You have, I mean, if I don't know if I'll be able to share my screen. Let me give you some good examples. So Rise Superfoods is number one. I love that brand. Another one is you can try Gundry MD. Another one here, My Food Relief Today, Vitality Vogue, right? So I'm just going through. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll try to share. Let me try to share my screen so that I show you inside of Get Hooked. I show you the amount of brands that are doing well, that you can model, and you can see exactly how they're selling their products. So here, I don't know if you can see my screen, right? So I go here, right, and I see all of these ads, like Better Knee Today, right? This one is good. You have advertorial here. You can model this advertorial if you want, right? I'm not saying you should model, but maybe you should model. If it's spending a lot on ads, This one ad is used in 38 different ad sets, like BZBs, right? Like another brand here, Kitty Sprout, whatever that means, Kitty Spout, Zura Fit, right? Miami MD, Colina USA, Blast Choice, Tamu obviously is a big one. Like, you just scroll here and like you find like 10 different ideas for brands that you can model. Like, it's just incredible. Like the amount of inspiration you can have in terms of different all right, so Get Hooked AI. This is the tool we use. It just gives like a lot of inspiration. It also can transcribe your ads like right away. So if I'm taking this ad, for example, and if I want to, let's say I have this ad, right? I don't know if you can see my screen. Probably you won't be able. Okay, I'll do a separate YouTube video on this, but this is just a game changer. Allows you to see all of the best ads, allows you to extract the transcripts from all of those ads, like literally second by second from every single ad that you run. So you can recreate those scripts, and then you can basically create your own scripts inside of the tool, like in like 20 seconds. So you create your own scripts. You have exactly the inspiration of the ad that you want to recreate. You send that to your video editor, or you take it yourself. You recreate the similar ad, and you're in business. Besides, all the landing pages, besides all of the advertorials, besides all of that stuff that can help you to get momentum with your business. So we have a question here on Instagram. Is a 10 ad set and 10 different interests still good to go with? You can do it. You can 100% do it if you have the budget to test, right? Like you just want to basically get some good. You just basically want to get the enough data for each one of those ad sets. Like, this is the most important thing. Like, if you don't have like enough data for each one of the ad sets, then it wouldn't learn as fast, right? And it's very important for the ad sets to learn fast. So at least $50 per day. Like, that's ideal case scenario. If you cannot do like $50 a day, like at least $10, $20 a day. But it needs to have enough data, especially if you're testing multiple creators, like multiple creatives. You want to make sure that it gets enough data for each one of those creatives, so you can scale it. Jonas Ali, do you offer mentoring? Yeah, we have several options. Please just DM me on Instagram here, so that I can see how we can help you. We have several options. Like, we have literally the best team in business, like e-commerce practitioners, e-commerce experts, like literally guiding you every step of the way to help you scale your brand. One of our clients just got an update. He is doing $2 million a month with his e-commerce business. When he joined our program, he was doing $60,000 a month. 60,000, 2 million. You can connect the dots, right? All right. So make it. Does it make sense to turn off the campaign when today is a bad day and restart the next day? Usually, we just lower the budgets. Like, I don't like to turn off the campaigns. I like to lower the budget. So let's say if the budget on the campaign was $300, I would just lower that budget to $100, so it wouldn't spend too much on a let's say today, if today is a bad day. But then tomorrow, if it's going well, then throughout the day I would increase the budget, and I would get it back to the same $300, $500, $1,000. As long as it's profitable, I would just keep increasing the budget. So that's pretty much like a budget surfing. It's more advanced, but if you have something that's working, if you want to maximize it, that's what I would do. What do you think about Nelly Belt? I think the founder was on your interview a year ago. So great business, great guy. So yeah, yes, he's doing numbers. He's a very smart guy. So Hey, Alex, continue from earlier regarding zones and rates. I just straight up don't understand if there's any way you could do a short video on it. I've had 500 customers go through and couldn't check out. In which countries I can do a video on this for sure. Which countries you've had people not being able to check out? The reason they haven't been able to check out could be because the payment options that they're expecting were not available for your store. So, for example, if I'm selling product in, let's say, Germany, right, and I don't have PayPal and I don't have Klarna, then my conversion rate will be shit, like very low. So, but if I have, Klarna and I have PayPal, then I'll be able to get a very good conversion rate, because in Germany, for example, most people are using Klarna and most people are using PayPal. PayPal is like 50-60% of the sales. Klarna is probably like 30% of the sales. And there's very small segment that are still using credit cards, but it's not the majority of everyone who is shopping in Germany. So understanding the local context of the country that you want to sell products in is super important, and that is what I would recommend. All right, how do you deal with VAT in EU markets? There's two ways to do it. One is you can find ways to kind of structure companies. This is not legal advice. And another one is it's you can pretty much just pay it, right? So that's another way to do it. If you want to sell the business one day, and if you want to sleep well at night, I think it's the best way to just pay the VAT, and that's what I would recommend. All right, so I have another question here on Instagram. You can start with niche influencers, food TikTokers. They won't charge you, and they have a local community that you can test and see the feedback. Some of the niches are less competitive than others. Probably it's something that not available for every niche. Like if you're in the beauty niche, like that niche is very competitive. If you're in the food niche, it would be like less like competitive. Like there will be like not a lot of people that are selling that product. I have my own product. It's one product. Is it also possible to make online sales? Yeah, it depends on the product. I would like to see the product. Anna Harj Rapitian. Just DM me. Like I'll give you some feedback, and if that's something that we can help you with, or send you some resources, send you some SOP, send you some help. That's something that I can help you with. How do I add reviews to my site? Also, I don't have like a name for my store. How do you add reviews to your site? Use tools like and apps like Loox, Loox. That tool is phenomenal. There's some other ones as well. That's what I would recommend. How do you add reviews to your site? All right, so I am 17 years old, around 2008. My dream is to start a social media marketing agency. Not sure how to start a marketing agency. Marketing agency, just choose one field, choose one niche that you wanna be in, and just become very good at it. Like there's no shortcuts here. And then as you becoming good at it, probably it's the best if you just like start increasing your prices so that you work with higher caliber clients. If you just work with clients that pay you like $300 a month, $500 a month, those clients usually would be horrible to work with. So as you're becoming good at your craft, just identify the niche that you can serve the best, and then improve the quality of your service, or how you deliver the service to clients, so that they're making more money, but also you making more money. So hi, Google Ad important or other social platform? Uma Divina. So we are using Facebook mostly on the front end. So Facebook is just driving a lot of traffic to the website. it's converting, it's profitable, but then we're using Google mostly as a retargeting. So then if someone is clicking on the ad, right, they see your brand name, but then they go to Google and they see your ads again, because you'd be making ads on Google for your brand keywords, then people will be buying from Google, and you'll be able to recover more sales, and you'll be able to increase your conversion rates. Okay, so do you make more money from courses, mentorships, or e-commerce? E-commerce by far. So courses, mentorships, this helps us to attract great people into our ecosystem. We're investing in some of the businesses of our clients, and that also attracts some people to our team. So that helps a lot with growing our e-commerce business. Best way to start again. My store used to do 300, 600K per month before iOS. Want to get started, just lost. Want to get started again, just lost. Best way to start again. My store used to do 300 before iOS. That's not a problem at all. Like if you like, the iOS problem just like disappeared. Like we don't have that problem anymore. If you're using good tracking tools, if you already have experience in e-commerce, it's just a matter of like creating good ads and just a matter of creating good funnels. So Angelo De Simone, if you DM me on Instagram, I'll guide you in the right direction. I'll send you some resources to get you back on track. iOS like disrupted many businesses, but if you're adapting and if you're like just tweaking your approach, then you'll be able to get back on track, no problem. How much to join ESS program? Right now, ESS program is I think it's $20,000. So ESS program is $20,000, and it's like if you are like applying what we teach inside of the ESS program, that is like you make that money within like 1 month. But it's only for advanced entrepreneurs. It's not for people that are starting out. This is for people that already have a business and want to take that business to the next level. Another question: what should I have prepared before going into Q4? Currently doing $10,000 per month in revenue and looking to scale. The most important thing for Q4 is inventory. So you wanna pretty much just from the inventory perspective, you want to buy enough inventory so that you have enough inventory to scale during Q4. So what I would do is I would talk to your supplier, and I would make sure that supplier is like buys enough inventory for you to scale. Because what can happen during Q4 is that you start scaling, you start ramping up your sales, but then you don't have enough products to ship to your customers, and that will literally set you off a lot. So what I would do is I would just plan with your supplier. I would make sure that I have enough inventory for the next few months, that they buy enough inventory, or they at least have access to that inventory so that I can ship my products on time to my customers. Best of mobile games. My growth partner in the CBD space, should we only pick up one avatar? For example, people who buy our supplements suffer from anxiety, joint aches, or sleep, or should we double down on the avatar? I think one product, yeah, in terms of the marketing standpoint, like you should focus your marketing mostly on one angle on the front end, but then the product can have multiple benefits. It's only the matter of how you're getting people into your ecosystem. But these three: anxiety, joint aches, or sleep, these all look like three different angles that you can leverage. So I would just have different angles for different avatars, right? And then you identify which of these angles works the best, and you create more ad variations for that specific angle, for that specific avatar. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. Backstage.com. Yes, backstage.com. I shared it a few times. How can I make ads without getting them blocked? The most important thing is just follow the Facebook policy. Don't use too much skin in your ads. don't use words like you. Like if you're using words like you, then it will get your basically ad banned, and it will give you higher CPMs as well. So don't use a lot of skin. Don't show naked parts of the body. At least minimize it, and then those should get you. And then obviously, like, yeah, don't do before and after pictures. This is very obvious, but this is something that a lot of people do, so don't do that. So should I create ads for anxiety angle, which is the main reason people buy CBD? And same of advertorials. Yes, the congruency between ad and advertorial is very important. You want to make sure that, if ad is talking about anxiety, then the advertorial is also talking about anxiety, right? So there's congruent messaging between the ad and the advertorial. If you do that, like, you will increase your conversion rate. So that angle by itself, anxiety, is like very wide appeal. There's so many people deal with anxiety, probably like 100 million people in the United States alone, and worldwide as well. So that's something you can double down on. That angle by itself is a massive angle. Let me answer like another question here. Great pages, how scale it once? Okay, great. Yeah, I don't understand this question. If you can retype it, please. How do I increase my conversion rate on the website? Most important things for the website is are the like the headline, once you stop scrolling, like once you get on the website and you land on the part of the website, the upper part of the website is the most important. Then the images that you have about your product. If you have images with your product, you also have images with some people using your product. If you have also some infographics about your product, like showing different functions that the product does, that will help you a lot. And then just the copy. Copy is probably the most important element. So having good direct response copy, talking about benefits, what the product can do for the person that's buying the product, not just about like why this product is so good and all of the features. So talking about benefits, not the features of the product, that will help you to increase your the conversion rate. What are the most important points from your interview with Peter Kell about VSLs? I mean, we had that interview like a while ago. What are the most important points? I mean, I think at the end of the day, like VSLs, like it's about having good like research done about what exactly is the problem you're solving, and also how is your product any different from any products that have been sold before. Having the unique mechanism of the product, I think that's probably the biggest like takeaway overall. Like if you're thinking about your product and you want to sell product that other people are selling as well, how is your product different? Maybe it has some unique ingredient that other products don't have. If you're selling supplements, if you're selling creams, if you have like a gadget, maybe it has like one functionality that other products don't have. But having the unique mechanism is probably the most important thing when it comes to making VSLs work. And also the congruency between, like, if you have the text on screen and then you have the visual kind of like element, those two have to match. So if you're saying like, oh, I was tired and I wanted to sleep all the time, then you need to show, in terms of the visual content, to match that text. You need to show the person that's like tired, wants to sleep, doesn't feel good, right? It's kind of like frustrated. So you want to match the content that you have with the text that you have on screen, the captions. That is a very important. That is very, very important element. Best of mobile games. Last question. Sorry for bombarding you with questions, but does the follower amount on Facebook page matter? Because we only have 2 followers, and I suspect it might increase ad costs. I mean, you can just run like page follower campaigns if you want on the low budget. in some countries that are, not the most expensive to advertise in, and just increase that. But overall, I have not seen like a big correlation. I have seen pages that have 2,000 followers generating millions of dollars per month. So overall, there's no big correlation between number of followers and number of sales that you generate. Alex, man, how to reduce CPMs? I'm testing new creatives, plenty of audiences, yet my CPM is $60, but my conversion is almost 10% for current product. Then I wouldn't worry about CPMs. Like, if your conversion is good, that's the most important thing. Overall, like in some categories, like beauty, for example, if you're in health, the CPMs will be higher. If you're advertising in the US market, one way that you can lower it is just to add some more countries to your advertising. So you wouldn't just advertise to big 4 or big 5, but you also would advertise to, some lower tier countries, let's say UN Express countries. This way you can lower your average CPMs, right? Because some countries will have $10 CPMs, some countries will have $20 CPMs. US might have $60 CPMs, but then on average your CPMs could be like $30. But the conversion rate is the most important thing, so I wouldn't even worry about that. I would focus on how can I increase my average order value with that conversion rate, so that you make more money from every customer, and then you can just outspend your competitors. What is the lifetime of most drop shipping products? Lifetime of most dropship, it's not the lifetime of most dropshipping products, it's the amount of creatives that are being tested with specific product. I found that makes a bigger difference. I have seen some products that have been sold in like 2019 still are being sold right now, because the creatives have changed, right? And creatives have evolved, and people are advertising those products more effectively. If you're doing that, and if you're constantly evolving on the creative side, then it doesn't matter, if the product has been like saturated, right? You might slightly change the product, you might like improve the product, you might have like an extra feature to the product that would differentiate it from your competitors, and you can run that product for years. Some of the products that we've been selling, like, they've been selling for years, and we've been selling those products for years. And that's, just shows you that you can sell the same product for many, many years. If you're thinking about like Nike, right? If you're thinking about like Apple, like iPhone, like give you iPhone as an example. iPhone has been sold since 2007, but they just improve the product every year, right? Like just minor improvements. So if you have the same mindset about your product, how you can improve your product, let's say you start with drop shipping, but then you start, let's say, improving the product, improving the packaging, maybe add some extra features to the product, maybe changing the color of the product. Maybe there is a new variation of the same product that solves the same problem from your supplier. For that reason, it's very important to work with the right supplier. So again, for that, please just DM me on Instagram, and I'll send you my suppliers. And like, okay, you can ask them, what is the new variation of this product I can test? Because they work with all of these factories, and they can go to the factory and they can ask, okay, what is your catalog? What are other products you have that are solving the same problem, but maybe they look differently from the main product that you're selling right now? And so now you have a product that maybe not a lot of people are selling that solves exactly the same problem. And now you have the competitive advantage for your competition, because not many people have seen that product and they want to try something new. And that's how you get advantage, and that's how you're able to scale. Guys, I have to wrap up. It's been a tremendous session. If you need, if any of the questions I haven't answered, please just DM me directly on Instagram. This is my Instagram here. This is my Instagram. Just DM me. I have resources on advertising. So if you want to scale your ads, just DM me scale. If you're looking for funnels, just DM me funnels. If you're looking for advertorials, DM me advertorials. If you're looking for VSLs, DM me VSL, right? I'll send you some tutorials. I'll send you some interviews. I'll send you some training. I'll send you so many different resources to help you scale. If you want to find your product, I have tremendous training on product research. Just DM me product, right? Again, Instagram. DM me product on Instagram. I'll send you some resources. I'll send you some SOPs. I'll send you some cheat sheets. I'll send you some tutorials. I'll send you like a lot of different stuff to help you get that moving. And I'll see you next time. So just let's connect on Instagram, especially if I didn't answer some of your questions here. And we'll chat soon. Let me know if you have any questions, or just DM me on Instagram. Instagram is the best way. So Instagram, DM me, and we'll take it from there. And thank you so much for joining this call. Thank you so much for amazing questions, phenomenal questions every single time. I love it. And I'll see you guys next